The arms. Work into a magic ring. In round 1, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work 6 single crochets. Finally, end with 1 slip stitch. Wrap the yarn like this. Make loop around your middle finger. Pinch the yarn crosses. Yarn on hook, put the yarn through the loop on the hook. That's 1 chain stitch. 1 chain stitch is done. Then work 6 single crochets. Place a marker in the first stitch. Continue to work 5 more single crochets. Insert hook into the ring, hook the yarn and pull up loop. Yarn on hook, pull through both loops on the hook. Keep working the remaining single crochets in the same way. V shape stands for 1 stitch. 6 single crochets are done. Okay, pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Put the hook back into the loop and tighten it. Remove the marker. Work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Insert hook into this marked stitch, hook the yarn, pull up loop. Put the first loop through the written loop on the hook. Round 1 is done. In round 2, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work set off 2 single crochets, 1 decrease, twice. Finally, end with 1 slip stitch. First, work 1 chain stitch, 1 single crochet, also mark the first stitch. Next, also work 1 single crochet, 1 increase in next stitch, which means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, 1 set is done. Work 1 more set, 2 single crochets and 1 increase. Two sets are finished. Remove the marker. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Round 2 is done. In rounds 3 to 6, work 1 chain stitch, 8 single crochets, and 1 slip stitch for each round. Let's start. I'll show you round 3, 1 chain stitch first. Then work 8 single crochets. Mark the first stitch. Continue to work 7 more single crochets in the same way. Please finish rounds 3 to 6 by yourself. Work 1 chain stitch, 8 single crochets, and 1 slip stitch for each round. Round 6 is done. Then we stuff the fabric with a needle bead fiber fill. In round 7, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work set off 2 single crochets, 1 decrease twice. Finally, end with 1 slip stitch. Let's start. 1 chain stitch first. Then work 2 single crochets. Okay, mark the first stitch. One more single crochet. Next, work 1 decrease. Insert hook through the front loops of next to adjacent stitches. Hook the yarn and pull through 2 front loops. Yarn hook, pull through the remaining 2 loops. 1 set is done. Work 1 more set, 2 single crochets and 1 decrease. Remove the marker. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch. Round 7 is done. In round 8, work 1 chain stitch, 6 single crochets, and finally 1 slip stitch. Let's start. 1 chain stitch first. Then work 6 single crochets. Okay, mark the first stitch. Continue to work 5 more single crochets in the same way. Remove the marker. Finally, work 1 slip stitch. Round 8 is done. In round 9, start with 1 chain stitch. Then fold the fabric in half and work 3 single crochets through both layers. Let's start. 1 chain stitch. Then work 3 single crochets through both layers. Do like this. Layers, hook the yarn and pull up loop. Then yarn hook, pull through both loops on the hook. That's 1 single crochet. 2 more single crochets in the same way. Okay, 1 arm is done. Break yarn, leaving a long end for sewing. Pull the yarn tail out. Crochet the other arm in the same way by yourself.